So, Nigella, why this recipe?
Well, I love this. I mean, I cook chicken so often and in so many different ways, but I'm rather fond of this one. I suppose the inspiration came from the cocktail cabinet. And I thought that tequila limes would make actually a very good marinade for chicken.
So this is a 1.4 kilo bird that you've broken down?
I mean, I often use chicken thighs, but in fact, why I like using a whole chicken that's been jointed for this is because there's something about that fire in the tequila which helps tenderize the breast meat, which can otherwise go dry. So I think it's really great. So I'm just going to be pouring things into a bag in a rather messy way.
I love it. So
tequila, obviously.
How much tequila?
That's 75 mils. Zest and juice of 2 limes.
You've talked a lot in your visit here with us about, like, maxing up flavour.
Yeah.
The zest is a key part of that, isn't it?
I think it really is here, because I think that sometimes you've got to be very careful with lime zest, because it can bring a certain bitterness. You know, so if you were making something sweet, you would use perhaps less zest.
And you can already smell those oils coming off the lime. I mean,
that's where
heady.
Most of the flavour is. Now, you probably know this, but anyway, before you juice any citrus fruits, roll it with the heel of your hand against a board. It'll just get more juice out. Some people say put it in a microwave, but I always prefer to use brute force. Now I'm gonna do this here. Now, you don't want too much chilli with this, but just a few bits of dried chilli flakes, 2 teaspoons of salt. This is some regular olive oil, not extra virgin. That would be a total waste here.
So how much there?
2 tablespoons, right. 30 mils.
And now we get the best bit.
Now we get the best bit. Would you like to do some squelching? I feel like you're not having any of the fun.
No, you know what it is? I think it's, you know, chefs always talk about the joy of podding raw beans. This, for me, is that great joy, is actually working that marinade into that chicken, knowing that it's going to produce something totally delicious. So, how long and where?
You know, I marinate in the fridge for, I would say, overnight optimal, but I think you could certainly do 6 hours, maybe even 4 hours.
Let's pop that one in the fridge, and I'm sure you've got one that you've made earlier.
My dear.
Thank you. All right, here we go. Beautifully marinated.
Thank you very much. Can you pass me one of those pairs of tongs?
I feel like I'm in a surgery.
It's very good.
This is interesting. You're actually taking the chicken out rather than I would normally just dump everything in the tin at once.
The reason I'm doing this is because I don't want all the marinade to go in, not at this stage, because it'll make everything braise rather than roast.
Right. You're going to pour...
I'm going to pour
how much of that marinade?
Half, about.
So, now, this is going into an oven. I'm assuming you preheated. To what temperature?
220. You do need to get some brownness on it.
So, Nigella, what are you going to serve this chicken with?
Many, many things.
Good.
OK, so I've got a chilli, ginger and garlic sauce.
Lovely. And
some baked potatoes. I like a baked potato. And obviously, I want the baked potato to cook at the same time. So this is what we always do at home. You get a skewer. Try not to pierce my hand. And just go through the centre of the potato, because as it heats up, the heat in the metal helps the potato to cook faster.
Do you want me to put this in the oven for you?
I'd be very grateful, and I'll follow with this if you like.
OK, well, let's pop them in here. So this into a hot oven for an hour, yes? So, Nigella, the chicken's in the oven. What are you going to do next?
I'm going to do my chilli, ginger and garlic sauce. So I've got chilies, so I say 100 grams. Now, I'm going according to my tastes and making this really hot and leaving the seeds in. But obviously, I mean, I would always say when you make it the first time, perhaps take the seeds out and then work your way up. Now, I might ask you to put this in there, because otherwise I'm going to... Do you wear lenses, contact lenses?
No.
Good, because otherwise, however many times I wash my hands, when I take my lenses out, it's agony. Oh, you're doing it like that? You're shoveling?
I believe that this is the sophisticated way of doing it.
I could have done it.
Yeah, no, I know you could have done it like that, but you know...
No, I wouldn't have done it like that.
No, you would have done it like that.
Yeah, I'd have done it like that.
Or you would have picked it up, yeah.
I'm going to do it now, so we've not solved anything. 2 cloves of garlic, about 50 grams of ginger. Now, this is how I peel ginger.
Ah, lovers.
And I just use a teaspoon because if I use a knife, I always lose too much of the ginger.
What is it you love about ginger, Nigella?
Well, I love the warmth of it. You know, I think it is a really wonderful way of getting heat into something. It's almost like fire and spice at the same time. And juice of 1 lime. I'm not using the zest here, don't need it. OK, a bit of salt.
Yep.
Some sugar, just 2 teaspoons. Teeny bit of sunflower oil.
And if you haven't got sunflower oil, you could substitute grapeseed or rice bran or something neutral.
Any oil. I mean, it wouldn't matter. I just wouldn't use any oil with a particularly pronounced taste. Right.
Wow, look at
It does blow your head off.
So we've got the sauce of the chicken. Chicken's been in the oven half an hour.
Yeah.
What do we need to do now?
I'm just going to put the rest of the marinade over it.
So I'll pull the chicken out and you can add that extra marinade.
OK, thank you very much. And this goes over.
So now this back in the oven, same temperature for
Another half an hour.
Perfect. Well, the chicken's been in the oven for an hour.
It has.
So are we ready to start plating?
I think we are.
Great. You want to deglaze the pan, don't you? So
Well, I just don't want any bit of flavour to go AWOL.
it is the most frustrating thing judging MasterChef to see when you leave the flavour in the pan.
Heartbreaking.
It looks amazing and smells delicious. That chicken is so beautifully cooked now.
See, I love when I see that dark bit around a tin, I know this is going to taste good. So if you just put a bit of that hot water in, I've got a special spoon with a bit of
pointy
pointiness.
spoon? How much?
I
So
don't
like-
think we
like
need
a-
very much, just
like
to
a
help
splash.
these bits come out.
Okay. Now you're going to make a yoghurt dressing to mellow some of the heat of that chilli, yes?
Yeah, I am. I'm really just going to mix some coconut milk yoghurt, bit of salt and some coriander, and I'm going to put it in the baked potatoes.
Nice.
It's very, very bright white, the coconut milk yoghurt, compared to anything else. I'm very happy with that. You might want to taste it if it's gone too strong and add more, but that looks perfect.
That looks absolutely delicious and... Bam.
Now, there are lots of ways I like eating this chicken. If I'm a crunch of salad is always good. And I've got some mushed up avocado just because that sauce is very fiery.
I think it's important to note that this sauce, the heat of the tequila and the heat of the chili, it's really quite pronounced. My perception was that the heat of the tequila would be cooked out in the cooking process.
No,
but,
you just get the fire.
Oh my no. Yum.
I hope so.
Yum. 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 Yum.
Right, so there we have just tequila and lime chicken and chili, ginger and garlic sauce.